Hello students, welcome to class 11 biology. Today we are going to continue with biozoology lesson excretion, chapter 8 part 2. So last class we have learnt about the structure of kidney and how it is being controlled and how the excretory system functions. Okay, so we have seen how the urine is being formed and extra water should not be sent out, so it should be reabsorbed, and how it is facilitated by the hormonal control. All those things we saw in the last class. Now we shall see role of other organs in excretion. It is not only the kidney that is playing major role in excretion, it is a role of other organs also to help the kidney to perform its function. Okay, so apart from kidney, lungs, liver, skin, they also remove the unwanted material, right? Lungs remove large quantities of carbon dioxide from the body, about 18 liters per day. And liver secretes bile that contains a substance called bilirubin, biliverdin, cholesterol, steroids, hormone, vitamins and drugs, which are excreted out along with the digested waste. Okay, so liver is helpful in excreting all these unwanted material. Okay, then sweat and sebaceous glands. Sweat glands, do you know? We have the glands, sweat glands in our skin, which helps in the removal of unwanted salt and water. And sebaceous gland, it will remove all unwanted oily content. Okay, whatever we are getting it as a pimple is from the excretion of sebaceous gland only, right? So sweat produced by the sweat gland primarily helps to cool down the body. So during summer season we used to sweat more. Do you know why? To avoid the heating up of the body. Body gets heated up. Once we sweat, the body becomes cool. Okay, secondarily it excretes sodium and chlorine ions, small quantities of urea and lactate. Sebaceous gland eliminates certain substances like sterol, hydrocarbons and wax through the sebum that provides protective oily covering for the skin. Okay, so generally we have the secretion of the sebaceous gland so that the body will have the thin coating to avoid all the damages and bacterial growth. Small quantities of nitrogenous waste are also excreted through saliva. Okay, disorders. So we have been seeing end of the lesson for all the systems. We are seeing about the disorders. For digestive system, digestive disorders, and respiratory system, respiratory disorders. Likewise, for excretory system, disorders related to the excretory system are urinary tract infection, right? So urinary tract should be clean, and for that we should use only the clean places, right? So urethra, what does the word urethra mean? It is a connection between the urinary bladder and the excretory opening. Okay, so hence this improper toilet habit can cause infection in the urinary tract. Okay, so the bacterial infection is a common thing, but still the mucosa which is present, that will arrest the movement of the bacteria inside. But still, if there is a infection occurring, it will cause inflammation. Inflammation is inner swelling, that is called as a urethritis. Okay, and this even the renal inflammation is possible. Symptoms include dysuria, that is painful urination, then urinary urgency, always feel like going for the for excretion, and also fever, sometimes cloudy or blood tinged urine. When the kidneys are inflamed, back pain, severe headache often occur. Most urinary tract infections can be treated with antibiotics. Renal failure is a condition where this renal failure of the kidney excrete the waste, but it may lead to, if it is not excreted, urea is synthesized in the liver and it should be excreted with the help of the kidney. I am saying it again, urea is synthesized in the liver. It is excreted through kidney. See, from liver it will go to kidney. From there it should be excreted. If this kidney is not functioning properly, it will be staying in the kidney. That is what is said here. Failure of kidney is so that the urea will get accumulated. acute or chronic renal failure. Acute failure means for a short period of time it is not working, and once it is treated it will regain its capacity. Chronic is a long duration, it is not working. Follow, you should understand the word acute means a short period, chronic means a long duration. Right? So this kidney may stop functioning abruptly. Abruptly means suddenly, all of a sudden. But there are chances for recovery of kidney function. In chronic renal failure, there is a progressive loss of function. What is the word progressive loss? First it will be less, increase, furthermore increase. Okay, so that is what is called as if progressive. Stage by stage there is a increase in the damage. Okay, that is what is said here. Progressive loss of function of nephron, which gradually decreases the functioning of kidneys. Uremia is characterized by increase in urea, other non-protein nitrogenous substances like uric acid, creatinine in the blood. Normal urea level in human blood is about 17 to 30 milligrams per 100 ml of blood. The urea concentration rises 10 times if in the case of the chronic renal failure. Okay, so renal calculi, the kidney stone of calculi are called as renal stone or nephrolithiasis, is a formation of hard stone-like masses in the renal tubule of renal pelvis. It is due to the accumulation of soluble crystal salts. See, when these crystal salts are not excreted, they are just getting accumulated. These salts together form the crystal. Follow, salt together, they will just stick together to form the stone. That is what is said as the kidney stone. Okay, otherwise it is renal calculi. Okay, so this accumulation of sodium oxalate and certain phosphate, this results in the severe pain that is called as the renal colic. Okay, so that is what is called as the renal pain. Then we have a condition of glomerulonephritis. It is also called as the Bright's disease and is characterized by the inflammation of the glomeruli of both kidneys, and it is usually due to the post-streptococcal infection. Okay, streptococcal infection occurs in the throat. It may affect the nephrons also. So it is called as glomerulonephritis. Okay, so after this streptococcal infection, this may occur. And the symptoms is hematuria and proteinuria, salt and water retention, oliguria, hypertension and pulmonary edema are the symptoms of glomerulonephritis. Okay, hemodialysis. So it is a condition where the kidney is not at all functioning. We provide the external source for purifying the blood. Okay, in the case of chronic and adverse condition of the renal failure, this hemodialysis is being done. It is said that the malfunctioning of the kidney can lead to accumulation of the urea and other toxic substances. Once it is not excreted, it is there in the blood. That is what is said, accumulation of urea and other toxic substances. This leads to kidney failure. In such patient, toxic urea can be removed from the blood by the process called hemodialysis. Okay, so this is done by the dialyzer or dialyzing machine, or it is also called as the artificial kidney. Dialyzing machine, it consists of long cellulose tube. Okay, so do you follow? The tube is not made of plastic, it is made up of a membrane. Okay, as you know, the cellulose is a polysaccharide, right? So this tube is surrounded by dialyzing fluid, and the patient's blood is drawn from conveniently from the artery and pumped into the dialyzing unit. Okay, and adding anticoagulant like heparin. So what is anticoagulant? Which will not allow the blood to get clot. So blood should not get clot because it has to move through the cellulose medium, then it has to come as a pure blood or detoxified blood. Do you follow? So for that, anticoagulant is also used to make the blood to move through the tube. Anticoagulant, which is not allowing the blood to get clotted. What is the name of that anticoagulant? Which is the chemical that is acting as anticoagulant is the heparin. The tiny pores in the dialyzing tube allows the small molecules such as glucose and salt, urea to enter the water bath. So whereas the blood cells, protein molecule, they will not go through that pore. Based on that, the pore size is mentioned. This is the stage similar to the filtration process occurring in the glomerulus. In our body we have the glomerulus where the filtration is happening. The same kind of action is happening in the dialyzer. That is why it is called as the artificial kidney. Okay, so this liquid bath consists of the solution of salt, sugar and correct proportion in order to prevent the loss of glucose and essential salts from the blood. So this cleared blood is then pumped back through the vein. So this is important for 1 mark. From the body it is taken out through from the artery. It is getting detoxified and it is sent back through the vein. Okay, so then in adverse condition or severe condition where it is not at all working and a period of dialysis is going on, by then there is a chance for making kidney transplantation. What is kidney transplantation? The kidney whichever is not working is being removed and the other kidney from the donor is taken and it is fixed, or surgically it is made functional to the body. It is the ultimate method for correction of acute renal failures. This involves a transfer of healthy kidney from one person to another person with a kidney failure. The donated kidney may be taken from healthy person who is declared brain dead. Okay, so who is declared brain dead from their body, or all the other organs can also be taken for the using it for another person. Okay, so then siblings and close relatives, kidney will be suitable for the required person. Okay, so immunosuppressive drug is also administered to the patient to avoid tissue rejection. So immunosuppressive drug should be used to avoid the tissue rejection. So these are all the methods by which the kidney failure can be treated. So in this lesson we have learnt about various excretory products, uric acid, urea, ammonia, and how the different organisms do the excretory function, and in human which is playing the major role, kidney. And what is the unit of kidney? Nephron is the basic unit of kidney, and how it functions, how the filtering, reabsorption process is occurring, and process of removal of urine from the body is called as micturition, and what are the discomforts or disorders in the excretory system. All those things we have seen in detail. Okay, your homework is to write and draw hemodialysis. Okay, how this hemodialysis, diagrammatic explanation is there, that and also the paragraph you can write it in points. That is your homework. So with this 8th lesson is over. It is the simplest and interesting lesson. You can go through and understand any doubts that can be clarified during live session. Thank you, students.